Hi, Dunny Dave here. So I'm on my way to Folkestone, and for some reason the sat-nav's brought me straight through London onto the Woolwich ferry. So I'm having to get a ferry, hopefully get back on track. I think it must be to do with the traffic why it's brought me this way. But I'm going to do a solo trip to France. This is just another stage in my preparation for doing a solo tech trip. A bit like Uncle Buck with his 5-year stop smoking plan. This is basically a baby steps plan to doing a European tech trip on my own. I've done some UK tech. I've done a trip to Europe with the guys, but I've never done a trip to Europe on my own. So this will be my first time. And I could have done really without the diversion through London and on this ferry, because I'm really up against it time-wise now to make my connection for the Channel Tunnel. I need to be there an hour before, and my sat-nav's giving me about, well, 1 minute to spare at the moment. So we'll have to see how that updates when I get off the ferry. I'll check in when I get back to the Channel port. Literally just pulled up because they put me on an earlier train half an hour earlier. Literally for a week, walking back and turning and starting the bikes just in time. Well, that's it then, just about to disembark from the shuttle, and like I said, this is my first trip abroad on my own on the bike, so I'm actually feeling pretty nervous. I've only ridden abroad a couple of times, but that's with the lads, and this is part of my preparation for a bigger European trip, which I'll probably be doing alone. So I've started by doing solo trips, multi-day trips on the Tet at home. This is a practice run for going abroad on my own, and the aim is to do a Spanish Tet or Portuguese ACT, something like that. So it's kind of a practice run for doing it on my own, really. So fingers crossed, see how it goes. So here we go, ride on the right. Well, I've got away from the tunnel, but my sat-nav's not really working very well. I'm using the B-line, but I had to swap phones because the other one didn't charge on the bike, and it was getting a bit low, so I've used my other phone, which is not paired with the B-line unit itself. So I think I need to pull over and pair that. And also my map's not auto centering either, so I need to sort that out, and also change my speedometer into kilometres an hour. But I just wanted to get away from the station really and get onto the roads, but at least these roads are fairly quiet. If I can find somewhere to pull over, I can just get those two things sorted before I end up in any towns. Well, I've managed to connect my other phone and connect my Cardo, etc. So hopefully I'm up and running now with my B-line, which gives me the option of a non-motorway sort of fun route rather than following Google Maps, which is likely to take me through the centre of the towns and stuff. I don't want to make the mistake that I made on the last trip to France, where we just were too ambitious with the routes that we planned in terms of distance, and spent the whole day, or the whole week should I say, just riding on motorways and toll roads. I don't want to do that this time. I want to ride on the quiet back roads, go through the villages and stuff. So hopefully if I use this B-line navigation, hopefully I'll be able to do that. B-line has found me some nice, smooth, quiet country roads, which is pretty nice. So if they ride through to where I'm stopping, which is a place called Desvres, I think, or Devsres, something like that. If the roads are like this, that'll do for me. Yeah, the typical French tree-lined roads. I do like those. I've just managed to find one of the unmanned petrol stations, and it's next to a supermarket, Intermarché, so that's probably worth a call, I reckon. Well, I've just arrived at the destination and just looked at an email sent by the Airbnb. There's a photograph of that house opposite with the slightly miscoloured roofs, and these garage doors are the entrance to like a courtyard, and there's a key box on the outside with a code. So I'll just punch that code in. You can see what it is. Garage door opening code. Looks like it's one of these. Yeah, that's it, second one. Right, I'll bring my gear up and then decide where to put my bike. Well, I was able to figure out from Google Translate that it was okay to bring the bike up here. I'm not sure what this floor is made out of. I think it's roofs to some other buildings with astroturf on them, so I hope it's strong enough for the weight of my bike. I'll put a puck under the side stand, so let's hope it doesn't go through the roof. Yeah, so this is the room anyway. It's sound. I've just opened the doors and stuff like that. It's only like a wooden shed, so I said on some of the reviews it gets pretty hot. But that's why all the curtains were drawn, I think, and there is a fan in the corner. It's not peak season now, so hopefully it'll be okay. I managed to get a couple of beers from that Carry 4 that I went to earlier on. Stuck those in my top box, and there's a fridge in the corner now, so I've stuck them in there. So hopefully, if I can't get out tonight, or if there's any problem with getting a beer, I'm alright. Well, I'm just about to set off from my accommodation from last night, and I've put Omaha Beach in as a destination, and that's actually 7 hours from here, surprisingly, on the back roads. That's further than I thought it would be, but I really don't want to do motorways on this trip. I did that last time, and I don't want to spend all the time on the motorways. I want to go on the scenic route and go through the little towns and villages and so on. So that's what I'm going to do. If I don't get all the way there, I'm going to have to find somewhere to stop. I haven't booked anything anyway, so I think I'll ride till lunchtime and then have a look, see what I can find. Unfortunately, the weather forecast is pretty poor for this week. It's going to be nice today, and then it's forecast rain for the rest of the week. In fact, it's thunderstorms forecast, I think, from about Thursday. So that's not much fun. Anyway, we're leaving Ypres and we'll see how we get on. Looks like there's a market on this morning. The place was absolutely dead yesterday. There's nobody here at all. In fact, that's the pizza shop where I managed to get something to eat from, but there were a couple of restaurants and they were both shut. Didn't open Mondays apparently. Yeah, it doesn't look quite so dead this morning. Well, I forgot to plug the mic into the camera when I left Ypres there, so I don't know whether any sound came through or not. But we're straight out onto some nice roads. Like I said, I'm deliberately avoiding motorways and toll roads this time, even if it takes a lot longer and even if it means I don't get as far as I want to get. I mean, I'll certainly get to the Normandy beaches. I might just do it over 2 days instead of one. I might end up blasting back on the motorways if I have to do, but I'd rather not this time. I think that was a mistake on the last trip. I'd rather ride these sort of roads. I mean, to get somewhere sometimes it's necessary to do the toll roads and the motorways, but it kind of defeats the object of going on a motorcycle holiday, really. I've discovered a problem in that my phone is not charging off the bike. The charging socket seems to be dead. I'm hoping it's just a fuse that's gone, but A, I haven't got a fuse, I don't think, and B, I've got to take all the luggage off and take the seat off and what have you to have a look, which I'm not going to do now. Fortunately, I was in an Airbnb last night, so I charged my power bank up. So I've just put my power bank in the handlebar bag to keep the phone on charge. The problem is, because I was planning on camping on part of this trip, I was relying on charging the power bank back up on the bike. Unless I can solve the issue, that's not going to be possible. It may be that I'll end up staying in Airbnbs after tonight anyway, because of the weather. So while I'm at Lidl, I've just taken the opportunity to take the seat off and found the fuse box, and according to the manual, the accessory sockets is position 5 with a 15 amp fuse. So I'll see if I can find that. Well, there's nothing wrong with that fuse, so I'll just have to put up with it. Well, I'm back on the road after my brunch stop. Couldn't sort that fuse out. Well, it's not the fuse, something else wrong. Haven't really got time to sort it out. It does cause a problem for me camping though, so probably end up in B&Bs anyway because of the weather, but not much I can do at the moment. So at least this fun route on the B line has brought me back out onto the nice country roads again. Pretty nice countryside as soon as you get away from the motorways and all that one. This is a nice twisty road just going through these little sort of farming villages. Some have got these part timber buildings. Not sure what the area it is, but it's quite nice round here. Seems to be a lot of potato farming. There's a few big trucks full of potatoes. They seem to have just picked those. Quite a lot of this wheat, these tall, I don't know what it is, corn or whatever. A nice little town called Ypres. I was hoping there'd be a petrol station here. Haven't seen one. Nice church though. There was an old guy on this scooter and I just asked him, and my French obviously wasn't up to the job because he just blanked me really, shrugged his shoulders. That either means no or I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude. Anyway, we'll go a bit further. Well, back roads is not understating it on this route. It's brought me down the tiny little country roads. I've only been through a couple of towns of any size. Great little roads though. This is a bigger place. I missed the name of it. Quite a few bars, and that's the town hall, Hotel de Ville. Seems to be a decent place, this, with stuff that's actually open. I wonder if there's a campsite near here. The place is called Beurreville. It's not that far from Honfleur, which is a port city or a port town. So I've still got another hour or more to go, an hour and 10. And I still haven't got anywhere to stay. It's 4 o'clock now. But I'm in the ballpark. Well, I'm struggling to find a campsite. There wasn't a campsite anywhere near that last place. I've just sort of googled campsites near me, and there's not much turning up. There was one supposedly in Honfleur, but it had pretty crap reviews. I'm not bothered. It said dirty showers and noisy because of the road and ignorant staff. But I mean, I'd put up with that, to be honest, because it said it was within walking distance of Honfleur and there were plenty of restaurants and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. I mean, this place has got plenty going on. I'm not sure what it's called. I was kind of hoping to just see a sign for a campsite. It's 4:30 now, so I really need to be finding somewhere. I'm in the sort of rough area of where I want to be. I've seen a couple of hotels. I mean, that's an option. If I can't find somewhere, I'll have to get a hotel, but I do want a hotel with parking. Sure, my mate Mike said every sort of town of any size in France has got a municipal campsite. Not seen them though. Well, I've come all the way into Ouistreham, which is where my navigation was set for. I've only passed one sign for a campsite, which was nowhere near a built-up area. Each time I've stopped and looked, I haven't really been able to find anything. So I'm going to head to a site that I know is here, but it's not the sort of site I would choose. It's a big, massive sort of family holiday park with a pool and everything like that. Basically just a load of facilities that I won't be using, and a big place, but I think it is sort of within walking distance of the town, so it's good accessibility to the restaurants and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get in. I haven't tried to book it. I didn't want to try and book it over the phone. French is not good enough, so I'm going to turn up, see what happens. I've looked on the map, there is another one in the area. It's not close by, but there's a couple of English reviews on that one. It's close to Pegasus Bridge apparently, but I don't know if it's very close to any shops or anything, so I'll try this one first, see how we get on. As it happens, this is Pegasus Bridge. This is the site. So this was one of the places I was going to come and visit. Obviously not too far to go. Well, I've managed to get in at this site, which is a relief because it's been a long drive. It is a bit commercialised, but I'm ready for a break now, to be honest. So, see if I can find my way through the barrier. Put a code in. No, it's up anyway. C036 is mine. That's because I've got the memory of a goldfish. See, that's pretty handy, isn't it? Don't know which side of the post that it's supposed to be. There's a bit of an arrow there, that's a giveaway, isn't it? Right, let's get the tent up. Well, that's the tent set up. I'm going to have a mooch round to try and get my bearings. See if I need to take the bike out to get some food or whether I can just walk it from here. I haven't really got any campsite information. I think there's supposed to be a bar on the site, but I don't know where it is. I'll have a ride round, see if I can find whatever's going on. Wow, it's a tug dragging a massive great ship along this canal. It's a big canal, mind. Wow, that's a big ship. Tug of some sort behind it as well. That must be the brakes, that one. Right, I've packed my tent up and I'm leaving the site. It's going to rain today, so I've decided to book an Airbnb. But I'll just show you these rigs on the way out. All these big motorhomes here with these trailers, and these here, they're all Honda Goldwings. There's a big Honda Goldwing meeting on, and these guys have either turned up in massive motorhomes with trailers on with a Goldwing in the back, or a Goldwing with a trailer on, or a Goldwing in a sidecar. There's loads of them. Blimey, these are big white cows. That's massive, is that one? And I was wanting me to go that way, and the bridge is closed, so I can't go that way. And it's trying to turn me round, so it's not giving me an alternative. Yeah, I managed to just go across a different bridge there. Don't know why that was, but I think I'm back on track at the end of this road. This is the British Normandy Memorial. All these walls are inscribed. It's a nice place, beautifully maintained, and there's all these silhouettes of soldiers here all the way around, coming up from the beaches. I'm just leaving the Normandy monument, and I've just been in the cafe there at that Winston Churchill Centre. Just happened to check my phone and I found that my Airbnb for tonight has cancelled. So I've basically just had to mess about for a while on my phone to organise a refund and stuff, and I've had to book something else. Managed to find something on hotels.com, which is only a few miles from here. But I'm going to go towards Omaha Beach first, which is up near Bayeux, which I think is about 3/4 of an hour from here. So I'm going to go up there and then I'll be heading back this way. I just felt I needed to book something sooner rather than later and make sure it was close to somewhere where I could get food and what have you. So hopefully it'll be okay. Kind of booked in a bit of a rush, but it's done now. That looks impressive. Looks brand new. All been cleaned by the look of it. Commonwealth War graves. Yeah. Looks all been restored, all this stuff. Very nice. Back on the little roads again. This is the road down to Omaha Beach itself, just past a monument for the Advanced Landing Group, just at the top of the hill. I was going to go to the cemetery, but I saw the sign for the beach. I thought I'd actually just come down here and have a look at the beach itself. Oh, there's a gun placement there. Yeah, this is Omaha Beach itself. Stretches for quite a way. Just looks like a beautiful, peaceful, sandy beach today. I'm going to have a ride further up that way where the monument and such forth is. See what there is to look at, and then see if I can find the cemetery. The Allied forces landing on this shore, which they call Omaha Beach, liberate Europe, June 6, 1944. This is the American cemetery at Omaha Beach. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a rainy day and it's absolutely packed. It's amazing how many people are actually here. The Commonwealth cemeteries are maintained by the War Graves Commission, I think. And I guess the Americans have their own organisation that deals with it. It'll probably be Americans that look after it. And it really is a credit to them. It's immaculate. Everything is absolutely pristine. I don't know how many gravestones there are here. I'm sure that information's available somewhere online, but when you see the scale of it, and this is only one of the cemeteries, you see the scale of the loss. It's enormous. There are German cemeteries here as well. Some of those have got up to 20,000 people in them. And I'm going to visit a German cemetery, which is something I've never done before, but just by way of comparison, I guess. And these graves just go on and on. Look at that lot. I'm just coming into Arromanches at the moment, and I think you can see in the distance the remains of the Mulberry Harbour. I think it's Port Winston, isn't it, after Winston Churchill? The artificial harbour that they created. Yeah. I was going to visit this as one of my destinations, and it is on my way back from Omaha American Cemetery. 20 minutes from my hotel, and it's raining, so I'll probably do it tomorrow. I just briefly pulled over at Arromanches, and I got talking to some Belgian bikers and they were telling me that they had just been fined, or one of them had, €90 for not stopping at a stop sign. And apparently there's loads of these stop signs, some of them are on roundabouts and lots of them are on junctions and staggered junctions. I haven't been stopping, I've been kind of coming to a rolling stop sort of thing, checking it's clear and carrying on, or I might have stopped briefly, but apparently you've got to stop and put both feet down, and if they catch you doing that, not putting both feet down and coming to a proper stop and look both ways before you carry on, they're handing out fines, and apparently they're really strict about it. That's one of those bridge sections, there seems to be quite a few of them. I think they're the sections that they join together to bridge the rivers. I don't know if they were used to get off the harbour, because I think the harbour is constructed of concrete blocks. They literally towed them across the channel and assembled them when they got here. So I'm back in Conserelles de Mer now, which is where Juno Beach is, and this is the first place I came to this morning, and that's where my accommodation is, not far from here. I've had to leave my bike in this parking area for a cemetery which is across the road from the apartments. I'm really not happy about it. If it wasn't for the fact that my accommodation's already cancelled on me once today and I've had to book this as a second job and it's gone 7 o'clock, too late to cancel it and then look for something else, I think. So I've got my little luggage lock around the fence, I've got a disc lock on, and I've got my light lock on, and that's all I can do. There's a few others parked here which I guess are people from the apartments, but basically the apartments are having the entrance surfaced, so they're doing building work, and the guy said if I park in there you can't guarantee that I'll be able to get out in the morning. So I'm going to have to leave it here, but I'm really not happy about it. It's going to spoil my night because I'll spend all night worrying about my bike now. My night's not getting any better, apart from being unhappy about the parking situation with the bike, which I'm going to be worrying about all night. There's supposed to be 2 restaurants in this town. It's Wednesday and they don't open till Thursday, so that's typical of France, or with my experience of France. You never get any food, everything's shut. So pizza again, calzone for variation, and a bottle of local cider. So I'll be Billy No Mates again tonight. Last night I was sat watching an old Timothy Dalton James Bond dubbed into French, and I'll probably be doing something similar tonight, so it's pretty sad really.